Welcome to Mike's Literary Minute, where books can be listened to and enjoyed. After a very bad run of luck listening to books on Audible and other sources that I listen to books from, I decided to dig deep into my memory, which, if anybody who knows me knows, that's pretty damn scary. And I pulled one out from the 80s. This is going back to the days of Sony Walkman cassette players and doing my chores on Saturday with a set of earphones in my ears listening to books. The book I chose for this, I guess, narration would be a book called Spock's World. It is out of the Star Trek universe. It is written by Diane Duane. It is read by Leonard Nimoy and George Takei. Now, this is a book I've listened to. Let's just say this. I wore the cassette out. This was back in the literally of cassette tapes. Now, the bad thing is, the audio version of this book, the one that I've listened to all these years since being, 15 years old, was abridged. The actual book is much better than the audio. And the reason being is there's a couple of scenes in the audio that, unless you read the book, make no sense. Thanks for grid editing, guys. You suck. What we have here is we have the planet Vulcan. Yes. All right. First off, yes, I'm a nerd. Deal with it. Okay. The planet Vulcan has decided they are going to leave the Federation. This is not a good thing, because that'd be like Israel deciding they're going to leave the support of the United States, and pretty much bad stuff would happen. And the book goes through the genesis of the Enterprise under command of James T. Kirk shows up, and they're trying to say, hey, we really need you guys to stay, and we're going to fight for you to stay in the United Federation of Planets. Well, enter Dr. Leonard McCoy, and he's not taking anything at face value, and he starts digging and realizes, now I might be giving a little bit too much away here, so spoiler alert, he realizes there's more to the secession of Vulcan than meets the eye, such as but not limited to lucrative contracts, land stealing, basically what's going on in Washington on a daily basis that we all stick our heads in the sand and pretend doesn't happen, even though it does. This was one of the first books I ever had on cassette. We're talking Simon & Schuster. We went to Walden Books, and I picked it up. I think it was almost $20 in the day. 2 cassettes, 4 sides, abridged. And I literally wore that. I listened to the book so many times that I wore the cassette tape out, and I tried to transfer it from magnetic media into digital media, and while doing that, the tape literally disintegrated and broke. If that tells you how many times I listened to that thing. I lost the book because of the fact the tape was so damn thin. It had been worn thin. Now, you can still find the book. The book is still available. You can get it, I want to say you can get it on Audible. I haven't checked, but I'd be surprised if it wasn't there. eBay, you can get it at eBay. You get it half-price books. This book is still available. Why do I recommend this book? Is for all the Star Trek nerds out there, and believe me, yes, I am one. I actually have, this wall is my hall closet. Inside this hall closet is my Starfleet uniform. Yes, I have one. No, I'm not wearing it, because that damn thing was made back when I was 16 years old and weighed 180 pounds. I'm now 52 and weigh a little bit more than 100. I weigh 310 pounds. There's no way in hell I'm going to fit in that uniform. But it's what it is. Yes, I went to the conventions. Yes, I went dressed. I hold the rank of lieutenant commander. Don't ask me why. It's a long story I'm not getting into. But as far as the book goes, because of the fact it literally connects me right here in 2024 back to the 80s. I listened to the book. You can get it from different sources. I have listened to it probably in the past 10 years, even though, as I said, my copy just literally disintegrated. And it brings me back to a time in my life that I went through too quickly And now I'm an adult, and I should have stayed a kid. And just like every other adult, when we're kids, all we want to be is adults. When we're adults, all we want to be is kids. Stay young. That's the only thing I can say. It's also why I act perpetually 15 years old. I found that to be the fountain of youth. So, as I said, the book itself, I would, if you're gonna get this book, get the paper version, get the PDF version. I really wouldn't get the audiobook. And the reason being is I had a stack of Star Trek books. I had almost every one that was ever made. And I had read the book several times, audiobook, multiple times. And I enjoyed the paper version better than the abridged version, because the abridged version, yeah, it hits all the high points. You pretty much get the entire story, but you don't get some of the backstory. You don't get some of the innuendo. For that, I'd have to give the book, honestly, a 3. I mean, it's a B- book, and the reason being is abridged books normally, an abridged book is going to suck. In this case, the fact that Leonard Nimoy, George Takei both read the book, it brings it up a little bit, because I'm falling asleep listening to Mr. Spock, and I'm listening to, Mr. Sulu reading me this book as a kid, as a 15-year-old kid, and it was magical. It really was. The book itself, the audiobook, B, honestly. That's the best it's ever going to get. The paper version of the book, which I recommend over the Audible, or over the audio, it doesn't have to be audible, it just has to be something you listen to. I recommend the book more than I recommend the audio translation. And the reason being is because of the backstory and because you get more information. Now, this book has been out for, good God, I'm 52. I think I got it when I was 14 or 15. So it's been out for 30, give or take, 25 years. The book's out there. If you want to read it, you can find it. And I'm hoping that people who follow this channel, I do have some followers. I do have a little itty-bitty fan base. It's actually, I've got more viewers than I ever thought I'd have. I thought I'd maybe have 3 if I was lucky. And I've got more. So thank you for that. That goes back to that like, comment, share, subscribe, do what you're going to do part. And I've actually had several people actually have a fan down under in Australia. Rock and roll. That's cool. I'd love to visit the country, and the reason being a certified scuba diver, you go into the Great Barrier Reef, I'm all over that. Trust me, I'm all over that. Also, a minor in architecture, you've got the Sydney Opera House. I'm all over that too. Chance of me ever going there? None. Something about a 20-hour flight in an airplane? Yeah, that's not going to fucking happen. They invent transporter technology and get me from here to there in 25, 30 minutes. I'm all over it. Commercial airliner? Not going to happen. Last time I checked, they're still looking for an airliner that took off, and after 10 years, they still haven't found the damn thing. Knowing my luck, that'd be the plane that I'd get on. I think it'd disappear, and I'd disappear, and, well, the fish should have a lot to eat because there's a lot here to eat. Has anybody else read the book? I know there's probably people that have heard of it, but have you read it? Have you listened to it? Have you experienced the book? There was actually talk at one time, many, 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 many years ago, of making it a movie. So, I mean, that actually, when you take into account they were thinking about making it a movie, should say something about the book. So has anybody else had any experience with the book? The reading it, the audio, comment, subscribe, put a comment down. I think I do a pretty good job of responding to comments. Could I respond quicker? Yes. But I do try to respond to all comments eventually. So let me know what you think. If you've read the book, let me know what you thought of the book. If you think the book sucks, hey, that's on you. But as I said earlier, like, share, subscribe. Whatever you're going to do, you're going to do. I can't change it anyway. Have fun and enjoy your holiday season.